Welcome to Heal Talk Tuesdays with Liza, where transformation begins as we evoke, embrace, and evolve. Greetings, and welcome to Heal Talk Tuesdays with Liza. It's so good to be with you right here, isn't it? So I hope you are having an amazing, and if not, a wonderful day. And today, just like any other Tuesday, I come live to you on Heal Talk Tuesdays with Liza. This is Liza, and I am your expert hypnotherapist. And every week, I come to bring information, inspiration, or some educational thing for you to learn something different about the work that I do. So today I want to talk to you about unlocking your mind and being free. So the other day I was, as always, when I walk my dog, I'm listening to a podcast or something. I love audibles because I can go through YouTube or listen to audibles, and instead of reading a book, I can just walk and listen. So I used to read a book a week. So the love for learning, the love for reading, listening has always been a biggest factor. So I was listening to Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And on his second chapter, he's got 13 principles. His second principle is desire. So I was listening about desire as I am walking and I am part of nature. And I tuned in, like, this is one of the words that is so impactful and yet so simple. Desire. What does desire mean? I mean, everyone desires something in life, right? It can be something emotional, and all desires are emotions, right? Connected to wanting something, the thing. And Napoleon Hill says there is one quality that we all possess, and that is the definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what we want, and the burning desire. Because what the mind of a man can conceive, it can also achieve. Let me say this again. What the mind of a man can conceive and believe, it can also achieve. And this took me back to when I was in my hypnotherapy school. And I remember one of our masters, Gil Boyne, he quoted this. And it didn't sink in. Years later at a seminar, Robert Otto, he's also another hypnotherapist and an incredible speaker, presenter, everything. In one of the seminars, he walked down the aisle and he turned around and said, I want you to know one thing. What the mind of a man can conceive and believe, he can achieve. How profound was that? And today, again, it reminded me, we can hear something, read something, learn something over and over, and it may not sink in until we are ready, until the desire to make a change is there. So we can hear something 1,000 times and not sink in until that one moment where you are low or where you are high, where you are ready, when you are open. That's when change happens. So let me give you an example. Some people who come to me for stop smoking, they've been smoking for years. And when they come and say, I'm ready to stop smoking or I'm ready to quit, right? And our mind does not understand a quit because as adults, we have been trained not to be quitters. My first question is, why now? Why now? What is the burning desire? What is the factor that you are ready to stop smoking now or quit smoking, right? And then I educate them because we don't like to be quitters. That's why you have quit and start it again, quit and start it again, is because you haven't made a decision to stop, completely stop. Because when there is that burning desire and the belief and what the mind can conceive, you can achieve. When you believe that this can happen, you are ready and you no longer want to smoke. Like I was telling a potential client, and he said, I don't believe it can happen because I don't believe I can stop. And I said, well, why would you want to if you like it so much? He says, but I don't like it anymore, and it's not good for my health. Well, if you've been smoking for 35 years, you know it's not good for your health. That's not a burning desire to stop until you have a heart attack or the doctor said so. That burning desire that if I take one more hit, I might die. Or someone who has a grandchild or even a child. And especially women, they stop smoking during pregnancy, right? And even the husband stops smoking during the pregnancy. And then a year later, they pick it up. It's like, okay, now I can go back to what I want. But if you could stop for a year and a half, you now understand it is a mindset. So it is a decision. It is not an addiction. It is a dedication to what it is that you want. And I've been talking about this over and over. So one of the things I like to also say is our mind, your subconscious mind, is just like a magnet that will attract into your life what you spend your most time focusing on. So if you focus on the negativity, you are going in that realm, in that loop of negativity. But when you start desiring something that you want to get married, you want to fit in that beautiful size, 6 dress, actually your body will do everything to fit in that. When you want to become a non-smoker, when you want to focus to win something, when you want to focus on closing escrow on a house, believe it or not, that desire, that burning desire of wanting that house, having that house, and why you want that house becomes your driving force. That's why you go from open house to open house, open house to open house, until you find your desired home. And the moment you see it, you go, that's it. This is what I want. And you step in, it's like you start feeling, oh my God, this is it. I feel it. I know it. This is what I want to step into every single day. And when you physically, mentally, emotionally become one with it, your subconscious mind, because it has no bearing, it's there to please you. It has absolutely no judgment except to make your feelings a reality. Then it will bring you exactly what you want. So become very clear as to what you want to attract. And if you turn around and say, but I've attracted so many negative people in my life, so why is it that I keep attracting that? Or why is it that I constantly, all these negative things happen? I would say you need to do a little bit of a check from the neck up, from the body, from the conscious and your subconscious level to see what is your programming. So how can you make that change? It's for you to know that your mind is in 3 parts. I love talking about our mind because as a clinical hypnotherapist, as a stress management consultant, and as an action coach helping you to take that action to the next level, I like to educate all my clients on this level of the conscious and subconscious. Because consciously you look, listen, and learn. Your conscious mind is responsible only for 5% of your mind. Only 5%. Because it is your objective and thinking way of being. All your thoughts, memories, feelings, wishes are all you are all aware, and it is given to you by your conscious mind. This is the action. This is the doer. This is the masculine part of you. So you're consciously doing things. You consciously make things happen. And that is the right side. It is the action taker. If you so need to understand how we separate them. And the subconscious mind is the hub, is the receiver. It's there to please. It's there to provide and make things happen, which is the most feminine area of who we are. And when you realize 95% of your mind is when you conceive it and you come to believe, right? The belief system is so feminine, it's so delicate, it's so blossoming, that is there to make every desire become reality. And it doesn't process anything in a negative way, but because when you place it in there, of what it is that you want, right? Everything becomes literally for it. It's like, okay, next. That's why they say the best time is to write things, listen to things, read things that over and over of what you want to conceive. And then you go to sleep. And right before you sleep, you go into this dream state, into this beta state. And it's in beta state that things mull over and you come into daydream. That's why you're never supposed to go to bed listening to something negative or looking at harsh movies or reading things or even fighting before you go to sleep. It's the worst thing because your body is in such turmoil, your mind is constantly awake and alert because it's all that negative energy in there. And it needs a lot of time to go into process because your subconscious mind, what does it do? It processes things for you. It brings things into resolution so you awaken knowing. And everything happens in dream state. That's why we say meditate and visualize and step into what it is that you want. And it controls all your perceptions, right? And it filters out everything else. So if you want to make a change in your life, your reality is to create a new one. What is it that you want in life? I like to share and say, one of the books that I got, because some people ask me, well, what's one book you would recommend for me to read and understand my mind, understand how things happen? I remember when I started in hypnotherapy school, my God, when did I graduate? I graduated 1998. So for the last 22 years and more, I've been practicing this line of work. Success is not instantaneous. Not everything in life is a TikTok, become a one-night superstar. Throughout my years, I have gone through seminars, read books, through experiencing with my clients. It's understanding every client is different. Some go into this progressive deep state by slowly listening to the sound of my voice as my voice changes for my clients, and taking them into a deeper state on my couch, on my recliner. It's not a couch, it's a recliner. And realizing that we become one, we immerse into everything that surrounds us, because our seeing eye, when we close our eyes, we've already seen everything, we know everything. And frankly, you cannot conceive anything unless you have already visualized it and you know it. So if I say banana, you already know what a banana looks like. So when I ask you to visualize something and you want it, it's because in reality you know what it looks like. So when someone once, they said, what would your dream house be? I know what my dream house looks like. So to make it reality for my subconscious mind, I created this beautiful vision board. I Googled everything about this Spanish home, the tiles, the beams, what my backyard would look like, the water fountain, the swimming pool, and how I would have this party around the swimming pool at night. So if it is at night, how many tables would fit in? That means there has to be a music system that is going to be outside in the backyard. And this beautiful flowers, orchids, or magnolias that I would have in the swimming pool. The essence of how to have a fundraising event or a beautiful celebratory event in the backyard. The scent, the music, the glam, the tables, the tablecloth. And when I look back into the house, what would I see? If I walk into the kitchen, what would I do? The scents in the kitchen. So creating all this is perhaps creating a vision board and stepping into it. That's why they say daydream. Becoming a non-smoker is also knowing how it feels to be free of smoking, to have a lighter, smaller, toner, thinner body that you want, is to also stepping into it and visualizing, once I have this, how would I feel? What would I dress like? So it's every essence of not only conscious mind, but the subconscious, right? If you had $1 million, what would you do with it? It's not having it. It's not buying the ticket. It's like, if I had $1 million, how would I feel? What would I do with this money? How may I be of service with this money? Because that's where the gratitude comes. And the answer to some of my friends and people who, this is the book that I got. Unlock Your Mind and Be Free. Truly a practical approach to hypnotherapy. It's understanding what hypnosis is, your mind, conscious, subconscious, and the practical guidelines. And believe it or not, it was written by Edgar Barnett. He was a medical doctor, just like Dr. Joe Dispenza, just like Bruce Lipton. They come from the science of understanding the mind, the science of biology, science of knowing chemistry, that the whole engineering part of the mind and the body, and not so much believing in the powers of the hypnosis or the subconscious until they experienced it, until they started working and found the powers within. So when Dr. Barnett started writing about this, and after the acknowledgments, it says, prisons of the mind. The prisons of the mind are the fears, phobias, and anxieties that are created within us and for us. So, and the same thing, believe it or not, is something that Napoleon Hill talks about, that a part of our burning desires, the 10 basic motives that inspire your thoughts, that also are connected to the emotions and the burning desires for self-preservation of the basic needs, your basic needs, right? And the emotion of love. And one of the things that is also part of Napoleon Hill in chapter 2 about the burning desire is the emotion of fear, because fear can also be a fuel for you to achieve something, instead of the fear that stops you from achieving something. And the desire of life and life after death, what happens afterwards, the desire of the freedom of mind and body, the shackles, either in reality or in our mind, that we think things are not possible. The shackles that we create, I can't have that house, the 4-bedroom beautiful house, because I'm not good enough and everything else. Those are shackles. It may be invisible, and yet it is a shackle. Even the fear, the emotion of revenge is a burning desire. The emotion of hatred, when you hate something so much, which I turned it, and in my practice, I've turned it from, hi Alina John, turned it from the practice, instead of hatred, of pain. I like to say pain versus hate, because when we are in such dire pain, we want something different. We want something unlocking, right? We want freedom, and we want to be out of that pain, out of that negativity, out of that hatred, in order for us to be somewhere. And another is the desire of self-expression, even the emotion of sex. Yes, sex is a burning desire that so many of us want. So the next part of it is the prison of anger. Believe it or not, even Dr. Barnett is talking almost the same things at Napoleon Hill, where decades ago talked about the same thing in Think and Grow Rich. So, prisons of pain and sadness, of guilt, and the crime that it is committed in our mind, right? And the court, which is the judgment, self-analyzing, criticizing, part of who we are. There is no one that criticizes, judges, and belittles you more than you do. And it is a pattern somewhere, somehow. When you were a child, you either heard it, or you took it upon yourself, or you believed something about you that you continued to do. And those are all things that, because it's stored in your subconscious mind, You need to tap into that subconscious mind to shift and change those patterns. It's not always cognitive therapy. It is not always the conscious that understands it or knows it. And that's the whole thing. To make that shift and to do it faster, you need to tap into the subconscious mind. So today I wanted to share this and say, what is it that you desire in your life? The desire to walk, the desire to have the abundance of success. You want to achieve a higher mountain. You want to achieve having 200 plus people at an event, which my 3E event is coming up, and if you are part of our newsletter, you will see, you will read it. It is going it's perhaps my 9th, if not closing, coming to fruition, last event, but that's something for you to think about. And if you are into women's empowerment, if you are a woman that wants to be empowered, you need to be at our 3E event. Not only impactful messages from our speakers, because every speaker is about mindset, reset, soul, and heart shifting. I will do some hypnosis. There will be powerful female, our powerful she authors will be there. We will have healing experiences and exercises. You want to be impacted, be a part of this event. You want to have a mindset reset, give me a call. It's what I do. And I am here to support you and help you step up, show up, and speak up for yourself, because you do matter. You deserve the best. Isn't it time for you to unlock your mind and be free of the invisible shackles? May you have an incredible day. And remember, the burning desire within you, everything that you conceive and believe, you can achieve. My name is Liza Boubari, your expert hypnotherapist, and I look forward to connecting with you and seeing you at the 3E event in September. Until next week, God bless you, and may the universal light surround you. Bye. Oh, and if you liked this session, by all means, click here, share, like, and see you next time.
Thank you for being here. If you want to check out some of the testimonials that I've got, click right here. But if you want to go back and watch other videos from a week ago, 2 weeks ago, even a year ago, click right here. See you next time.